Hello and welcome to something new on this channel that we're going to be doing. It's going to be the rebuild of the Boston Celtics. Obviously coming off of a championship last year and now unfortunately dealing with Jason Tatum and a torn Achilles. They are now going to have to look at the future. Guys like Porzingis, guys like Derek White, Drew Holiday are making a lot of money. If you're not going to be with, Jason Tatum at the helm for the next season, and you're already incurring, the effects of the second apron where you can't have draft picks, all that stuff freezes up. Big roster changes are going to have to be made, and we're going to try a couple of different things. I think I've got a couple of ways to take the Celtics back to title contention. Before we can do any of that, though, we have to get through the rest of the playoffs. So, obviously, Game 7 hasn't happened yet when I'm recording this, but they actually have Denver defeating the one-seeded Thunder. Shea puts up 45. They did not get enough from the rest of the guys, and Jamal Murray went crazy. Jokic did his thing. That's kind of crazy, honestly. So now we've got the Knicks-Pacers conference finals and then a rematch of last year's conference semis, Minnesota and Denver. I think this would be really, really fun for conference finals just as an objective fan. And it's not a very close one. The Pacers destroy the Knicks and the Wolves destroy the Nuggets. Anthony Edwards and Halliburton are conference finals MVPs. And that brings us to a Pacers-Timberwolves finals. And then looking at Game 1, Wolves win by 1 point. Halliburton leading the way. Anthony Edwards just did just enough. Wolves go up 2-0, and they go up 3-0. This is in a series. Timberwolves get their first ring. I believe that's in franchise history. And Anthony Edwards goes on to win Finals MVP. Next up, we're going to get to player retirements, and this is the big one. Al Horford is retiring. We are going to have to let him go. I'm not going to undo any of these retirements. Besides LeBron, there's no way LeBron would do, a retirement without a farewell tour. I just don't see that happening. But yeah, Al Horford is going to go out. He's played his last game as a Boston Celtic and his last professional basketball game in the NBA. Unfortunately, that won't be enough for him to make the Hall of Fame. Chris Paul and Steph Curry do, though, obviously. Where did Steph Curry retire? Oh, shoot. Okay, well, we let Steph Curry retire. That's unfortunate. I'm not restarting. I'm sorry. Yeah, so all of these are getting retired. Going to the league meetings, nothing changes. They don't have this automated, do they? I'm going to have to switch the picks around. That sucks. And after disabling a couple of the trade settings, we have got the lottery exactly as it is in real life. I'm honestly, no BS, I'm trying to trade for Cooper Flagg. If I could make that happen, I'm going to try to. That's all I'm saying. So now here we are at the draft, and this is where I'm going to try and make a trade. So this is a pretty complex trade here. We would have basically Derek White and Porzingis be getting traded for the number 1 overall pick from the Mavericks, PJ Washington and Rui Hachimura. I don't know how much sense this trade really makes. I'm just trying to get started here. This is all hypothetical here until it goes through. And the Lakers are cool with it, and the Mavs believe that they're a championship contender. Okay. I threw in the 27th pick this year, another second rounder this year, and our unprotected first, not next year, but the year after, once we get Jason Tatum back for a full season. Is this enough? It's still not. Okay, I'm not sure if this one makes any more sense, but it's going to be Porzingis, Thompson going to the Lakers for Austin Reeves and Vanderbilt. Reeves is going to come back as the Derek White replacement. We're giving up Derek White to the Mavericks. They're getting Jared Vanderbilt. They like defense. We're also getting them some more picks for the first overall pick. So we're trading Derek White, Porzingis, our 2 picks this year, our unprotected pick in 2027. We're getting back Cooper Flagg, Austin Reeves, and PJ Washington, hypothetically. And neither of the teams like that. That's awful. I threw in our pick next year, gave that to Dallas, and gave the Lakers our 2027, and they still don't like it. I'm going to try something simpler. Just Derek White straight up for the first pick and PJ Washington. And they don't want to do it. This is going to hurt, but if it was Derek White and Peyton Pritchard for the first pick, PJ Washington and Jaden Hardy, how are we feeling? They're still not good with that. You're not a championship contender, bro. You guys are so old. All right, I threw in the 3 picks. Is this good enough? They have a counter offer. They want to give us Max Christie to get Sam Hauser. Am I reading that right? Yeah, you got a deal. Okay, sweet. Listen, I love Peyton Pritchard. I love Derek White. If this was real life, would I do that? I don't know. But what I do know is that this team can very easily just add Cooper Flagg and be dominant. Even with Tatum, being out for most of next year, we still got Kristaps Porzingis, obviously, still got Jason Tatum, still got Jaylen Brown, and we're about to add Cooper Flagg to this roster. I'll make some moves probably after we do the draft, maybe at least just the first pick, because we traded for this guy. I want to take him, Cooper Flagg. He is now a Boston Celtic. We made it happen. I'm not sure he's going to wear number 45. We'll make sure it looks good. He is an 82 overall. Not sure what the grades are. Obviously, everything is good. And his potential is an A+. So I would say this is an absolutely worthwhile decision. I'm going to throw Porzingis in the trade finder and just see what it looks like right now. I'm not expecting really a whole lot here. Zubac would be interesting. Zach Edey, that would be interesting too, salary-wise. Onyeka Okongwu and Terrence Mann. I think I saw like a Bleacher Report trade of this. That certainly would not be a horrible idea, although I don't really know why Atlanta would do it. Do they think they're Kristaps Porzingis away? And this is so funny because we literally said we would do this, and they said, no, we're good. We're okay on doing this straight up. But I don't really feel like we need a shooting guard. I think Jaylen Brown is going to play our shooting guard. I don't know. It could be interesting. I just feel like it would be really bad for us to not have a center. This is insane. The Magic are offering us Jalen Suggs in this 26th first-round pick. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that 10 times out of 10. I'm going to do that. Is it super realistic? Absolutely not. I'll do the rest of the trades after the draft. We're just going to go through here. The Spurs select Ace Bailey. They could add Dylan Harper, and they'd go away from him. I'm sure it'll be good. VJ Edgecombe to the Hornets. That feels awesome. I would love that fit. The Jazz are trying to trade. They go to the Pelicans, and they give the Pelicans this pick. They trade for C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk. Wow. Okay. After I did all that, and now the Pelicans end up with Dylan Harper. That is something. Oh, and there's going to be another trade. They're going to go and get an Onyeka Okongwu. All right. And so then the Hawks select Maxime Raymond. All right. I'm just going to move to the end. I don't know what's going on here. Really wish I had turned the trades off, but I'm not going back. I'm sorry. Yeah, so our cap room doesn't look great. These are centers on the market. I don't think Andre Drummond would be the worst in the world. I guess we could try and give him a contract. Okay, we can offer Andre Drummond a contract. That's really all I feel like we need to do. I want to hold cap on Luke Cornett. I'm cool releasing Miles Norris, though. I'm just going to offer him that. If he'll take that, okay, and there we go. 2 years, 7. Just because he wore that Jason Tatum armband, he'll take a minimum, right? Sweet. That'll get us to the player progression. Suggs went up. Drew Holiday regressed a ton. We knew that was coming. He's definitely going to have to be our sixth man. It's cool Jaden Hardy took a step up. Really glad that he can at least be like a somewhat of a contributor on this team. And we get eliminated in the Summer League. In the second to last round, Scoot Henderson is still playing in this. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, so Cooper Flagg averaged 30 in Summer League. That's sick. 30, 10, and 6 to be exact with 2 blocks a game. God, this guy is going to be a monster. I mean, you can't deny those stats. So you absolutely can deny those stats because those are the per 36 numbers. He actually averaged 16, 6, and 3. That makes a lot more sense on pretty typical efficiency from what you expect from him, at least. We're going to load the 2026 draft class. Shout out to Jack Move 916. We'll get through that, and then we'll get through the next season. I think we're going to have to release Xavier Tillman and LeBron on a farewell tour. Yes. All right, I put in the trade finder to see what they would want, hypothetically, for Robert Williams. This one, P.J. Washington and Jaden Hardy, they would give us Dante Exum. That's definitely one to think about. They want Neemias Queta and P.J. Washington, still would give us Dante Exum. All we'd have to do is throw in a pick. We could also do this one, send Torrey Craig, and get this guy back. I'm cool with this one. I don't think we really need P.J. Washington that much, considering we got Cooper Flagg, and Neemias Queta is not the best center. We'll take that. I do love Nemi, but in terms of 2K, they're not really giving him that high of a rating here to work with. So we are absolutely going to make that trade. And this is what we are going to look like this year. Think what we're going to do is we're going to do Drew Holiday at the point guard, Suggs, Brown, Flagg, Williams, and then Exum off the bench, Andre Drummond, Luke Cornett, Max Christie, Jaden Hardy all getting minutes, and then we've got a bunch of guys for depth there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simulate to the trade deadline and just see what our record is once we get there. This is the trade deadline, so I'm going to sim through this date, and I will update you once we get there. Fun fact here, we actually did win the NBA Cup this year. Pretty interesting game. Cooper Flagg and Brown sold horribly, but we still blew the crap out of the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis was pretty much just by himself. Marcus Smart on that team. Interesting. Then we played the Knicks, got revenge for this year's playoffs. Brown and Suggs played a lot better. So did Flagg, 5 steals, nice. And Rob Williams had 6 blocks. That's why I love him. That's why he gets the minutes on this team. And then against the Rockets, Jalen Green played I guess he got a lot of free throws. We blew them out big time. Cooper Flagg was super efficient. Jaylen Brown led the way with 33. And yeah, win the NBA Cup. No Jason Tatum. That's pretty cool. And we're getting into January, and Jason Tatum is just fully healed. I already did this like 2 weeks ago, and I put him on 45 more days of injury, and he healed again. So this guy's Superman. I'm just going to put him back in the rotation. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to move Brown here, Tatum here, Flagg here, still have Exum and Holiday off the bench. There's a lot of minutes to go around here. I'm cool with Tatum at 33. We don't need him to be doing a ton more than that. All right, this is the official rotation. Suggs, Brown, Tatum, Flagg, then Rob Williams, Dante Exum, Drew Holiday, Luke Cornett, Max Christie. Andre Drummond is not going to get minutes. I like Luke Cornett better. Drummond is pretty much just there to go get rebounds, and that's something that one of Tatum's best attributes playing for the Celtics. He is a consistent double-double in the playoffs. I mean, averaging over 8 rebounds pretty much every year. He's been putting up buckets. He's been grabbing boards. He's been dishing out assists. I mean, he's the complete package of player, and we're happy to have him back. Here we are at the trade deadline, got a record of 34-16, which honestly started to get a lot worse when Jason Tatum came back. I mean, that's 6 losses in January. So the typical January bum stretch for the Celtics. So if we look at the stats, Tatum's played now 15 games. He's averaging 23, 7, and 4. Pretty balanced scoring. Efficiency-wise, he's doing pretty good on the air. Obviously, everything's come down, but there's a lot more people to share the ball with. Cooper Flagg almost averaging 20, so that's pretty cool. Jaylen Brown is right there with Tatum. The big three, the real big three now. Cooper Flagg is definitely a part of that, and this is just his rookie year, so this is going to get a lot better. I love Jalen Suggs, too, what he's doing. Drummond is putting work in. Jaden Hardy's doing his thing. I mean, just overall, love this team. Love Rob Williams, too. Thank gosh for him. You got to appreciate the defensive aspect of his game. I like all the depth on this roster. We've got Jalen Suggs, Drew Holiday, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, and Christie are both guards. Kind of more wing players that can, move down. Jaylen Brown obviously could play either, guard or forward. He can play both small and power forward, as can Tatum. I mean, overall, I just really like the way that the balance of this roster is. I don't feel the need to make a move. I feel like realistically, as the 1 seed in the conference, you're kind of just going to have to let it go. So if this was Tatum's first game back, that's 9-7 since he's returned. So obviously that's not a great stretch. Might just be a too many mouths to feed situation. Not totally sure, but I think a lot of it's just your best player comes back in the middle of the season right before the All-Star break. Things are going to get shaken up. So I trust this team, and I'm just going to sim to the rest of the season, and we'll see what happens. And here we are at the end of the year. Jokic MVP, Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year, 17, 4, 7, and 1.2 steals, 1.4 blocks. Not great 3-point percentage. Field goal percentage could have been a little bit better, but you know what? Rookie year, nothing too crazy. Anthony Simon, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy, and Evan Mobley wins Most Improved. How? Devin Booker, Clutch Player of the Year. Coach Popovich is the Coach of the Year. That sucks. That's really sad. Hopefully he does well in his GM role. And all NBA teams, any Celtics, there were not. Kind of a snub to Jaylen Brown, honestly. I mean, he played the whole year. Nobody on the defensive teams. All rookie first team. We got Cooper Flagg, obviously. But that'll be it for all the awards we got. We are the 3 seed, going to match up against the Charlotte Hornets. Cooper Flagg did get hurt going into this. Apparently the Hornets have Julius Randle now. No. Okay. I thought they traded VJ Edgecombe for Julius Randle. I was about to lose my mind. This is the rotation we're going to run. Unfortunately, Cooper Flagg has a bruised hip, so we've benched him for the moment. It doesn't look like it's going to affect him too much, and he probably could play through it. But I'm not really worried about that yet. We're going to simulate the play-in, and we're going to go game by game. We win game 1. Cooper Flagg is fully healed, and we are going to adjust the rotation again. And this is going to be the rotation now going forward. Flagg still at the 3. And I don't think Luke Cornett's actually going to get minutes. The game likes Andre Drummond more. I don't really care. And now game 2, we win game 2, we win game 3, and we sweep the Hornets. So we are going to have to go up against the Pistons. They've got a well-developed core here. Still Cade, Ivy, Asar, still Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren. Sats are off the bench. Sadiq Bey, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart. We know who it is. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 also goes to us. Dante Exum strains his right hip. We're going to adjust that. It didn't show me this, but Cooper Flagg broke his right thigh. He's done for the season. So just as he came back from that other injury, now he's gone. All right, so now that that's the case, we're going to have Holiday, Suggs, Brown, Tatum like that. We're going to have Robert Williams, Max Christie, and the rest of these guys. And we're going to go through game 3. We still win that, and we sweep them again. We're going to simulate the rest of the round, and we're getting our revenge, hopefully, against the New York Knicks. And they've still got Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Hart, Towns. Now they've got Trent Jr., McBride, Adembona. Interesting roster here, Jonathan Isaac. But yeah, they're going to be a threat for sure. Also cool, the teams out west, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Wembanyama, obviously. But the other team is the Dallas Mavericks with our boy Derek White. He's already regressed as a player, at least scoring-wise. Assist-wise, he's actually doing pretty well for himself. Glad that he's doing well, and we gave him to a team that's in a good place. These are the stats for the playoffs, by the way. Through the all but 8 games we've played, 2 sweeps. Tatum has been leading the way, playing incredibly well. 50, 40, 85 efficiency. The assist numbers are definitely down, but that's because the ball's probably not in his hands a ton. Love how efficiently he's been scoring it, though. And also, too, 25 a game is what he got back up to. I know he didn't play a ton of games to make All-NBA, but 50% from the field. That's insane. Jaylen Brown, though, right behind him, super efficient. Gotta love to see this. Cooper Flagg was balling in those 5 games that he did play, and Jaden Hardy is killing it off the bench. Just an absolute flamethrower. Probably should get him more minutes, honestly. All right, can we get our revenge against the Knicks? We can. That's going to be game 1. And game 2, they take it. Game 3, they take it. Well, we can't handle Luke Cornett, apparently, playing that many minutes. That feels good. I like that. Let's see if it does anything. We tie the series 2-2. Andre Drummond has fully healed. I'm going to leave the rotation as is. We go back up 3-2, simulate, and we go up 4-2, win the series, and we're in the finals. So game 1, Tatum had 30. You see the stats there. Pretty good numbers from everyone. Andre Drummond doesn't look like a huge difference maker, but apparently he is. Game 2, we lose. Jason Tatum has 50 points. That's fitting. Game 3, Brunson has 37, and they blow us out again, and this is still no Andre Drummond. Tatum does well, Brown does well, rest of the team, Game 4, we blew them out, which was cool. Jaylen Brown did very well in that game. Tatum kind of stunk, but at least they redeemed him for losing a game where he dropped 50. And then obviously we win this one. Andre Drummond just comes in off the bench and gets rebounds. I don't know. I'm seeing a connection there. Tatum, another really rough game, but we win game 5 despite Brunson having a pretty good game. And obviously we dominate game 6. Jaylen Brown, 40 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Tatum had 35 and 10. Both decently efficient. Jaylen had a lot of free throws, but yeah, Jaden Hardy is just a flamethrower off the bench. And Kyrie Irving leads the Mavericks to the finals, wins conference finals MVP in the West. Jason Tatum averaging 38, 4, and 1.5 steals and blocks. And again, 49% from the field, 44 from three, just an absolute baller. So now we're going to meet a familiar friend here, Derek White. He did not regress. He just had a weird little day-to-day injury that was taking his overall down. So, yeah, Derek and Kyrie, Najee Marshall, AD, and Lively. Obviously no Luka, but the Mavs want to win a finals. We take game one. Dante Exum is fully healed. I think we're just going to leave the rotation as is. We're going up 2-0. We go up 3-0, and that is it. Boston Celtics win the NBA championship. Jaylen Brown steals finals MVP from Tatum again, but look at his numbers. I don't know how you could say anything else. I don't know. Tatum did pretty well, too. You know what? I am giving the finals MVP to Tatum. I don't care. The voters did it last time. They flipped it around. Tatum did amazing. I don't care. We're getting him one. We're not doing this again. And there you have it. I mean, I could do this rebuild a ton more. It's really funny that we traded and did all that for Cooper Flagg. He didn't even really end up playing. We won the championship without him. His, thigh broke down after the Detroit series, if I'm not mistaken. This Mavericks series was definitely not close. Game 1, we won by 5. Tatum led the way there. Game 2, Jaylen Brown had 50. That's crazy. On 17 of 24 shooting, 9 of 11 from 3, and Tatum stunk it up. And the Celtics win in OT. Now I see why they want to give Jaylen Brown the finals MVP. Kyrie had 46 that game, too. Won this one pretty big. Another good Jaylen Brown game, leading the team in scoring. He led the team in blocks, too. That's kind of crazy. Game 4, then finally, Tatum responds and has a nice closeout game. But yeah, no, I can totally see why they would want to give Brown it. It's a sweep. It doesn't matter. I am going to play at least one more year to see what we can do with Cooper Flagg, obviously, is a big name. A lot of guys retiring, namely KD and LeBron. I'm going to let them go out. Steph is already gone. Westbrook retired as well, so we got a lot of jersey retirements. That's good. League meetings, nobody cares. Draft lottery. Apparently we've got some picks in here. Or just the Orlando pick. And we do stay at 14. That would be crazy. Skipping all the way through, Knicks get the first pick from the Wizards. That's pretty interesting. I'm not really worried about any of this stuff. I'm just going to sim all of this. AJ DeBansta would be cool, but I just don't see a world where we're going to get him at 14, obviously. And Cam Boozer is who the Knicks select out of Duke. And AJ DeBansta goes to the Spurs. That's crazy. Thunder have 2 top 5 picks. They take Darren Peterson. Pelicans select Chris Sinak Jr. Interesting. I don't really know any of these people. I know Elijah Arenas. It would be cool if he went number 5. We're just going to sim it to our pick. What do we got for offers? These are all just future picks stuff. So I'm cool with that. We'll take somebody. All NBA, ceiling. All these guys. This guy, Hall of Fame, Isaiah Evans. Am I going to get baited? He's already 20, though, is the thing. This guy is a super small guard. Hall of Fame potential. I can't. Isaiah Evans, LeBron James ceiling. I have to take a shot on that, no? So he is a 73 overall. But what is the potential? That's all that matters. He has C potential. Okay, that's a huge whiff, I'm assuming. Not that this guy was available. Maybe the draft classes just aren't that stacked. I fell for the LeBron comparisons. That's hilarious. All right, well, that's the draft. I guess we've got these rookies coming in. That's cool. I guess we'll pick up these guys. Qualifying offer for JD, sure, who cares? We're just going to go to player progression. I'm going to keep everybody on the roster, and I'm just not going to worry about it. If we had players that I was supposed to re-sign, Rob Williams. Shoot, I was supposed to re-sign Rob Williams. And did he get paid is the real question, because if he got paid, we are so screwed. Oh, my God, the Hawks signed Luka Doncic? What in the world? The Jazz signed Kristaps Porzingis. Jaren Jackson went to the Lakers to replace Luka. That's insane. Thought he would be closer to the top, but maybe I just missed him. Or a much more happy possibility is that he is still in free agency and we can just go grab him. So player progression, Cooper Flagg shoots up to an 88. Jaden Hardy goes up to an 80. So that's going to offset the Drew Holiday decline. He is not unplayable, but he's more in that Al Horford stage of his career. He can do something for you every now and then, and that's what the roster's looking like. Pretty okay with Max Christie as a backup. Cooper Flagg is there. We're going to deal with all of the rest of this moving around position-wise later. All right, we're just going to simulate through all this. I don't really care for any of it. I'll throw in the next draft class, and then we'll call it. Nobody signed Rob Williams. Are we serious? Can I negotiate a contract with him? He is not interested in this contract. Okay. That is super unfortunate because now we have to run Luke Cornett and Andre Drummond, unironically, at that position. I think we're going to officially make Jaylen Brown a shooting guard small forward. It keeps his overall relatively the same, so I'm cool with it. But Jalen Suggs, Jaylen Brown, Cooper Flagg, and Jason Tatum, man, that is a pretty big three, big four, whatever you want to call it. The rest of the team, I don't know how I feel about J.D. Davidson getting minutes. I'm not sure if I like that. All right, we didn't have enough money to sign a center. None of them were interested in our $5 million contract. So pretty standard here. Suggs, Brown, Flagg, Tatum. Unfortunately, it's going to be Drummond. And then Jaden Hardy, Max Christie, Drew Holiday, and Luke Cornett. We're just going to give it one more year. I'm just going to simulate the regular season, and we'll see if we can repeat. The Thunder want Isaiah Evans, and they'll give us Cason Wallace. This is a stupid trade. Objectively dumb. And I am going to say yes, of course, because you asked me to. So I'm trading for Rob Williams back. I don't want to give up Jaden Hardy, though. Theoretically, if I give them Jalen Suggs, they'll give us Andrew Wiggins, but I'm definitely not doing that. Cason Wallace would be interesting because then I would basically have just flipped our first-round pick there. I think it's going to have to be Cason Wallace is going to have to go. And we'll be able to get a lottery-protected first-round pick from the Heat, and we'll get our second, Cason Wallace, to get Rob Williams back. I'm just going to have to do it. And, we needed Rob Williams because otherwise Jordan Walsh was starting at center. We lost Max Christie, Drummond, and Cornett. We still really don't have a lot of options at center if Rob Williams is not playing. I think Jordan Walsh, unfortunately, is going to have to do some of that. Tatum will probably end up doing some of that. Well, Jason Tatum broke his left leg, so that's unfortunate. 6 to 8 weeks. We're looking at 2 months. He'll be ready for the playoffs. Cooper Flagg did make the All-Star team this year. He was the only representative from the Boston Celtics to make it. Currently averaging 21, 8, and 6. So definitely fulfilling that Jason Tatum void. And speaking of the devil, he is back. So we're at the contract extension deadline. Says Drew Holiday is 100% going to retire, which is fine. We need that $30 million cap space anyway. Max Christie refuses to re-sign. But Jaden Hardy is willing to re-sign. And honestly, $25 million a year for 2 years, I feel very okay offering him that, and he is happy to be here. He's averaging 16 a game, so great dynamic player. Really glad we were able to get him. He's kind of filled the Peyton Pritchard void now. Walsh, honestly, despite his overall, feels like not the player that we were hoping he would develop into. Certainly not for $15 million a year, so that's the only move that I'm going to be making. All right, regular season awards. Victor Wembanyama, MVP. Cam Boozer, Rookie of the Year. Kobe White, Sixth Man of the Year. Wembanyama, Depoy. Most Improved Player, Jamal Shed. I don't know about that one. Clutch Player of the Year, LaMelo Ball. That's cool. Pop is the Coach of the Year again. Nobody on NBA First Team. We did get Cooper Flagg, 90 overall on All-NBA Second Team, 21, 8, and 6, 1.4 steals and blocks each, and he was 0.09% away from a 50-40-90 season, and he is lasering three-pointers. I mean, just burying them. So one season comes in and he can't do it at all. Now he's like one of the best shooters in the league. I mean, this guy's ridiculous. And we were able to sneak Jason Tatum onto All-NBA Third Team. And, his free throw shooting has definitely declined since the injury, but he's shooting the ball well. I mean, that's the most efficient he shot the three since, rookie year. we'll definitely take that. We'll take a career high in field goal percentage again, back to a 4-assist, 25-6 type of role. He doesn't have to do as much. Thankfully, Cooper Flagg is actually willing to get out and get the rebounds, so we just don't want him to have to work too hard, especially as he's going into the end of his prime. We don't have any representatives on all defensive first team or second team. On the rookie team, we definitely don't have anybody either. So we were the first seed in the conference, 57 wins on the year, 3 higher than the Knicks. The only issue heading in to the playoffs is that we have a strained hip on Suggs, but right now I feel like we'll be okay, especially we get the time back on the play-in. First, we're going to have to play Atlanta, who has now both Trae Young and Luka and Zachary Risachet, Jalen Johnson, and Bobby Portis underneath. I mean, not the best team, but definitely got some star power. I mean, that top 4 is scary. This is what the rotation is looking like. They want to have Jalen Suggs play through this injury. Honestly, I'm not super worried about it. For whatever reason, they've decided that Rob Williams is not our starting center. He is very mad, insisting wheat thins have gotten thinner recently. Yeah, I like Drew Holiday a lot, but I also don't think that he's anywhere near playable. He got to 40% from the field, but yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. So I almost feel like Drew Holiday's minutes got to go. We'll give those 9 to Andre Drummond, and then we'll get Luke Cornett down to 20. We'll get Rob Williams up to 28. Yeah, maybe we'll go 24 to Christie. Maybe that'll do something for him. I don't know. He seems like he doesn't want to re-sign. We've obviously already re-signed Jaden Hardy. He's going to be our 6th man. Let's get into this playoff run. First game goes to us, and Cooper Flagg fractured his right hand. So that sucks. We're going to throw our starting lineup out here now. Hardy, Suggs, Brown, Tatum. Now they want to go Drummond. I don't understand why they hate Rob Williams. 24 minutes for Jordan Walsh. I just don't think he's ready for that, unfortunately. All right, game 2. We win that one as well. Jalen Suggs is fully healed. He was still playing anyway. We win game 3. They win game 4. And we win in 5. Game 1, Jaden Hardy carried the team. That's awesome, despite Luka Doncic going nuclear. Zachary Risachet kind of evened the playing field. Game 2, Tatum and Brown both with 30. Brown pretty efficient, as well as Tatum. Both did really well. Love what Jaden Hardy's doing. Another playoff run where we're not going to have Cooper Flagg in it. It's kind of weird. Trae Young and Luka trying to share that ball. Didn't go so well in this game. Another near 40-point triple-double for Jason Tatum. Gotta love how he's responding. Another great Jason Tatum game, but this one is unfortunately an L. I guess it wasn't that great of a game. Luka was phenomenal in this one. In Game 5, Luka was not good enough to carry the team. Jason Tatum was. Jaden Hardy does a lot of heavy lifting again. Next up, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've still got Garland and Mitchell and Mobley and Allen. They've got Zubac now, which is an interesting choice. I don't know if they needed more big men, but we'll see how that goes for them. We win Game 1. We win Game 2. We win Game 3, and we win Game 4. Not even close. Swept the competition. Game 1, Hardy, Tatum, even Andre Drummond go crazy. Pretty brutal game, honestly. Percentage-wise, our team did not shoot the ball well, but the role players cashed in. Brown and Tatum, not so great. Although Brown did have 9 assists, so I can't really say too much. Yeah, that's the response you want. Tatum had 44, 13, and 8. 19 free throw attempts. That's awesome. And we won by 54. That is insane. Next up, we win this one by a lot. Jason Tatum, another 40 piece. Oh my God, he's just going berserk. And then, yeah, this sweep, Tatum just pouring it on. Good Lord. That's going to bring us to a matchup against the Indiana Pacers. Still have Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Turner. I mean, it's a very well-balanced, well-rounded, and deep team. Gotta love and appreciate them. Tyrese has been going nuclear in the playoffs so far, as has Jason Tatum, averaging 33, 8 and 5. No Cooper Flagg, no problem. Game 1 goes to the Celtics, And Cooper Flagg is back, so we are going to obviously adjust the rotation. We're going to have Suggs, Brown, Flagg, Tatum. They want Drummond. I don't think that's going to happen. So getting into Game 2, we win that one as well. They win Game 3. We win Game 4. And they force Game 6 at home, and we take it. We're going to meet the Spurs in the finals. Wemby gets revenge over the Mavericks, and Jason Tatum wins Conference Finals MVP. He was averaging 33, 8, 3, 1.7 steals, 1.5 blocks. You see the percentages. That is ridiculous. Now we've got a matchup against the Spurs, who have Ace Bailey, Jabari Smith. Honestly, it feels like it would make a lot of sense for them to put Castle and then Vassell here, and then Ace Bailey would be the 3, no? I guess he is coming off the bench. Oh, my God, I forgot they got A.J. DeBansta and Ace Bailey. That's kind of crazy, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. They take Game 1 and Game 2. Okay, that was bad. Both of those games looked bad. We didn't have any answer here. Jason Tatum was okay, not super efficient. Jalen Suggs was pretty bad. I mean, the whole team kind of yuck, honestly. And Game 2, 4 for 20 from Tatum is disgusting. He is folding in the finals. Is there anything we can do here to shake up the rotation a bit? I think we could bring him down to 35. Definitely would be good to get Flagg more minutes. Flagg's got to go up there. I still want Suggs to get minutes. I'm cool with that. I like this. This feels like a better rotation. Drew Holiday is not going to be able to match up against these Spurs. So let's go into the Simcast, and let's see what we've got here. Spurs are taking in. I mean, it's pretty back and forth, especially in this quarter here. It's coming down to the wire. Oh, my goodness. Back and forth. Spurs are up 1. I'm going to jump in. All right, so here we are spectating in the NBA Finals on our home floor. Final minute of the game. We didn't want to inbound it sooner. Cooper Flagg gets kind of picked up by Wembanyama. Okay, Cooper Flagg just turns it over. Sick. Finds a cutting Blake Wesley, but he misses. Jaden Hardy with the good D. Again, Celtics only down 1 here. They get it to Jaylen Brown. He's going to try and make a move on Malachi Branham. Brown gets inside, gets fouled, and the shot misses. Jalen's first free throw is up and in. Tatum checks back in. Not sure why he wasn't on the floor in the first place, but Jalen makes the free throw, and they have the lead. Spurs now have it down 1. They will inevitably have to give the Celtics another chance to respond, so no real reason to kill the clock. They're going to get into their spot here. Smith setting a screen for Wemby. Tatum does not close the Wemby 3, but he does get the rebound, and he's going to get fouled. Tatum at the line. His first is in to make it a 3-point game. Jason Tatum at the line buries it. So San Antonio with no timeouts, down 3, going to have to put up a shot. Wemby gets it to Jabari, back to Vassell, back to Wemby, back to Smith, back to Wemby, back to Smith. He pulls the 3. Oh, my God. He buried it. Are you kidding me? They just played hot potato with the ball for 20 seconds, chucked the 3, and it went in. All right, well, Celtics will have a shot to win. If they do not get this, it's going to go to OT. They don't know where they want to go. They get it into Flagg. He puts up a crazy shot, and it does not go. We're going to overtime. Unfortunately, we did lose the game in overtime. Jaylen Brown did all he could, 40 points. Jason Tatum had 32, 7, and 7. Cooper Flagg and Jaden Hardy. That's a pretty brutal, was that 6 of 29 that they went? Yeah. You would win this game easily if those shots fell, and Suggs got even more hurt. Just looks like a brutal, brutal game. Spurs, well-balanced attack. Obviously, Jabari Smith hit that crazy 3 to send it to OT, and ultimately that's going to give the Spurs a 3-0 lead here. Can we avoid the sweep? That's the real question here. Going to get into this one. We've got a pretty big lead. Try not to blow it. Looks like we're still building it. And That'll do it. We don't get swept in the finals. Cooper Flagg has a lot better of a game. Jason Tatum didn't really do too much. Jalen has been the main aggressor, but we held Wemby to bad numbers, and that's enough to win this one. Can we complete this comeback? We'll find out. Horrible start, but we're climbing back into the game here, and looks like they've pulled away a little bit, but yeah, that's a huge third quarter. 40 points given up. We're down 15. Yeah, this one's over. That's unfortunate. Losing in the finals in 5. It couldn't be to any better group of players. Wemby, 39, 13, 5, 3, and 3. Super efficient from him. Yeah, Tatum just, after a really, really good total playoffs, just didn't show up in the finals. And Jaylen Brown had to try and backpack, and he couldn't do it. So the Spurs are going to be the champions. Wemby wins the finals MVP, averaging 28, 13, and 4. Just taking a look really quickly, yeah, Brown definitely would have been if the Celtics won. Tatum just did not have a great finals. That's why we gave him the finals MVP last time. We needed to get him one. I did want to try and get a back-to-back in there. I'll leave this. If anyone wants like a part 2 of this sim, I could absolutely be convinced to make one. Cooper Flagg just did not have a great playoffs, and his career is really just beginning. Already technically a champion, but we did already win a ring. We're starting into the prime, sort of the down end almost of Jalen and Jason's careers here, but we've built a really good team around them. Rob Williams is pissed, but we'll find a way to keep him around, I promise. It's just a weird team because I feel like most of the time, if you were doing a rebuild, a championship would be enough for you to stop. But the Celtics were obviously in a great position to win said championship with or without, any of the drama that we went through in this video. So, you know what? I'm going to play one more season. We'll see if we can't get one more chip. I mean, Cooper's only 21. Yeah, I'm not ready to stop yet. So I simmed through everything else. We're now at the player options. We're obviously going to accept Cooper Flagg's. Drew Holiday did not end up retiring, so he ended up taking that player option, which is pretty brutal. Max Christie is definitely gone. Kind of a throw-in that Mavericks deal. He's going to end up looking elsewhere. We will accept Shireman and Rooks, though. No reason not to. We have no qualifying offers, so now we're in the moratorium. Rob Williams is not even interested in signing with us. That is so brutal. This is an interesting class here. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. I guess we're going to have to renounce the rights to Rob Williams since he doesn't want to come back. We're going to try and offer Brandon Clark this contract. It's not exactly what he wants. I think we can make this closer, though. A 1-year deal, that's as much as I can give you. This isn't going to matter. Can I give you a no-trade clause? I won't trade you. He actually is going to accept that. Wow, that is crazy. So that's the Rob Williams replacement. I think we're still, I don't know. I guess we'll just go through this, and whoever signs the qualifying signs the qualifying. I'm not really worried about everybody signing, and they really kind of didn't. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players. So we could have 5 more people on the roster. Flag up to a 90. This is nothing new. We already knew this. Jalen Suggs is about the same. Holiday still on that regression. He is really just here for the check. The depth on this roster definitely took a hit. I'm going to have to sign some free agents when we get there. All right. This is definitely going to be the last year for this video because this file is getting insane. And the 2028 draft class. I know you guys know who this guy is. We'll give him a minimum. Okay, perfect. We give him a minimum. All right, so we filled in some players. Obviously, we know those guys. Lyle Wennington, I guess, we signed. Old Alex Caruso, Gary Payton. Just some depth on the roster. Not a lot of it. So if we have injuries this year, we're going to get hammered pretty hard by them. Rough. We already lost Jalen Suggs for a couple of weeks, but yeah, we're going to lose Jason Tatum for about a month. He came back from the injury, and then he got another injury, 4 to 6 weeks, broken right wrist. Good Lord. And more injuries. Another month gone for Brandon Clark. We have to have True Timian. center. Oh, God. And now they're trying to trade us Rob Williams again. We'd have to give up Suggs and Caruso. I just don't feel like we have the guard depth to do this, so I am going to decline. But it's just funny that they were going to send Rob Williams right back here after he desperately did not want to come here. This trade has come up like 4 times this season. I'm just going to take a look. They want Jalen Suggs. That's obviously a lot. Reed Shepherd is not that good of a player, nor is Scottie Pippen. Their overalls are cool, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do what Jalen Suggs does for this team. So we're obviously going to say no. This is insane. We could get Zion Williamson and Dylan Harper just with Cooper Flagg. We're going to decline that as well, but that's insane. And this one is funny. Now they want to give us Pritchard back for Jaden Hardy, which honestly, the way that he's been playing in Dallas, I'm actually all set. I feel like we've dodged a bullet and we've got the way better player. I mean, look at Jaden Hardy. He's almost a 20-point-per-game scorer for us. This is insanity. At the trade deadline, we're 31-19. Just stopped to see if I could at least try to make some trades, get us some depth or something. So interestingly enough, there was no trades available that we were going to be able to do because of the salary. We are going to extend Jason Tatum, 2-year extension. Sick. Jaylen Brown, $47.75. He has accepted. He's happy. What does Drew want? Drew would re-sign for the minimum? Yeah, let's do the minimum for 2 years. Sick. Thank you for your service, Drew Holiday. That is an insane decrease. Our cap hit is actually going to be a little bit more manageable next season. Looking at the All-Stars, we got Cooper Flagg again. We got Jason Tatum this year. Still no Jaylen Brown, unfortunate. And these are the other in the West. If you were interested, Ace Bailey makes it. I believe that's his first time. Wembanyama, another MVP to the surprise of no one. Teron Stokes, Rookie of the Year for the Jazz. Jalen Duren, 6th Man of the Year. Wembanyama Depoy, Most Improved Player. Igor Demon. I'll give it to you. That's pretty much doubling your averages. They weren't that high to begin with, but still, that is an improvement. Clutch Player of the Year goes to Cade. Great season from the Spurs. Cooper Flagg, All-NBA first team, 22-9-6 again. I mean, the blocks went up a ton. I guess he can't shoot the threes again. Odd. Second team, no Celtics, and no Celtics on the third team. Cooper Flagg is all defensive first team as well. That's insane. And then Drew Timme, I guess, did enough to make the rookie second team, so that's cool. We made the playoffs as the 5 seed. Not a crazy season by any means. We're not going to have home court against the Cavs. A lot of injuries that we dealt with, and there's not a lot of depth on this roster. The way that the playoffs are looking is going to be Suggs, Brown, Flagg, Tatum, Clark. Hardy off the bench as the 6th man. I guess we'll leave it like that for now. Cavs still Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen. Mobley is definitely their best overall player, but he's not going to be like their leading scorer or anything. They're a pretty well-balanced team. Still have got Zubac for no reason. Oh, and now they've added Nikola Vucevic. I'm so glad they have a rotation of 4 big men. This is great roster management. So we'll simulate the play-in and go one by one here. Tied the series up 1-1. They go up 2-1. We're going to go into Simcast. Start out hot. Can we keep the lead? That's what matters. Looks like we've extended it. And, oh my God. They almost came all the way back. Look at that fourth quarter. They outscored us by 22 in that fourth quarter and brought it to a 1-possession game. But we pull away. So it's tied now 2-2. Oh, no. Jaden Hardy with a huge injury. He wants to still play on it. I mean, if he wants to play on it, I'll let him play on it. Don't even worry about that, dude. I'm sure we'll be okay. This'll work out for us, I'm sure. So, Game 5. Series pretty much on the line here. I guess not fully on the line. We start out super hot. They end up climbing back as we have a horrible second quarter. Third quarter is pretty back and forth here. We're down double digits now, and the lead is growing for them. We're trying to claw our way back, but it's not looking like that's going to be the case here. Cavs are dominating, and they ended up winning by 30. Jaden Hardy just did not carry the weight, but it's the rest of the team. We just don't have the depth, and we're down 3-2 in the first round. So I guess we're going to have to give Timmy like 8 minutes. But that's what I want for the final, possibly the final game here. Simulate it with Simcast. Let's see. The season all on the line here. We're taking an early-ish lead. We're holding on to it so far. And they did try to claw back, but too little too late. Tatum leads the way here. He's a little banged up. Hardy's banged up still. Brown, not great, but enough to win, keep us alive. We forced Game 7. Anything can happen. Sprained right ankle day to day. No, Jason Tatum playing a Game 7 with a sprained ankle. What else is new? We're going to leave the rotation as is, and I'm just going to sim the game. We're going to hope that this team's got what it takes here. They've got an early lead, but it's not a crazy one. It's pretty back and forth still, and we're fighting for that lead. Cavs pull back away, but it's close. We've tied it up a couple of times. We took the lead there. They took it right back going into the half. We're down 7. Tua comes out of this half strong. That's really what it boils down to. Still neck and neck with them. We've really, we're in this game still. This is kind of scaring me a little bit, and they do come out. They've won every single quarter, but we're still in this game somehow. We're down 6. Oh, my God, this is killing me. We're down 10 with a minute to go. I'm going to play, just jump in, because this is over. Brandon Clark at the line. Misses. That's awesome. Yeah, Tatum hurt ankle was definitely the kiss of death on this season. Win or go home, Game 7, and we're giving up 130 points to this Cavs team. That's just brutal. Suggs lays it in, but it's going to be too much to overcome, unfortunately. We're probably just going to let them dribble it out. So after going to the finals last year, we are going to get eliminated in the first round. Pretty brutal, if I do say so. Garland, 33-9, super efficient, ends our season. Cooper Flagg, 37, 13-9, did all he could. Unfortunately, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were not able to do as much to help. Brandon Clark did very well. Honestly, I mean, you really can't be mad at anyone but Brown and especially Tatum, I would say. 1 for 10 from 3 in a Game 7. I know his ankle's hurt. I know, but it's just brutal. And yes, we've been eliminated. So we're just going to simulate the rest of the playoffs here, and the Spurs and Cavs are going to meet in the finals. And the Spurs win that in 6. Wemby, another finals MVP. Looks like it was a pretty grindy series. Victor Wembanyama, finals MVP. We're out in the first round. There would be some pretty big decisions that we're going to have to make here. Cooper's going to have to get re-signed too, so I'm not totally sure how we're going to make this work. I love Jalen Suggs. I love Jaden Hardy, but we're going to have to find a way to get this team back into contending status. Because getting out in the first round with these 3 demons all on the same team, it's just not acceptable. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If this is something that you guys would like to see more of, maybe with a different team, suggest a team that you want to see me rebuild, definitely something I could do a series on if, the videos perform well. So that's really all I've got for you. If you want to see another episode of this one where we try and continue to rebuild them, like a part 2, I would also be open to that as well. Just let me know what you guys think. I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.